wake back to bed method, it's important to understand, is not a lucid dream induction technique. It's a method that's going to help you pinpoint exactly where in your sleep cycle is the ideal moment to try to induce a lucid dream. The way that it works is you're going to go to sleep, wake up 5 to 6 hours later, remain awake for about 20 to 45 minutes, and then go back to bed. But before you go back to bed, you're going to try a lucid dream induction technique. Now you might ask, why do I have to wait 5 to 6 hours later to try this? Why can't I try it when I first go to sleep? The reason for this is when we first go to sleep, we have to transition through various stages of sleep first before we get to the stage of sleep known as the REM stage of sleep. REM is where we have our most vivid and memorable dreams. This is where we want to have a lucid dream. This is where we want to try to have a lucid dream. Now, we have to transition through those other stages of sleep to get to REM. It takes us 90 minutes approximately to get there when we first go to sleep. That very delay is what makes it difficult to have a lucid dream when we first go to sleep, because we need to maintain that intention to lucid dream for that whole entire period of time, and by the time we get to REM, that intention would have already faded and weakened. Okay, we would have by then forgotten to try and get lucid. So the perfect time to try to have a lucid dream is right before we're going to go into an REM stage of sleep. Now still, why do we have to wait 5 to 6 hours later if it takes us 90 minutes to get to REM? The reason for this is once we get to REM, we're not going to stay there for the whole night. Okay, we're going to go through the other stages of sleep again before we return to REM. This is called our sleep cycle. So we're going to go through various cycles of our other stages of sleep as well as REM throughout the night. Now, the trick here is that the longer sleep progresses, the longer in duration our REM stages of sleep progress, our REM cycles, okay? Our REM cycles get longer and our other stages of sleep get shorter, okay? So as the night progresses, the time we spend in REM increases and the time we spend in the other stages of sleep decreases. We want to take advantage of that. We want to take advantage of the fact that our REM cycles are longer as the night progresses. Because if we try to have a lucid dream during our first REM cycles of the night, those dreams aren't going to last very long. So the opportunity to get lucid is going to be minimal, as opposed to the longer REM cycles further along the night that are going to be really long. Not only are we going to spend more time dreaming, but our opportunities to get lucid will increase. So that's the purpose of the wake back to bed method. Okay, and now why 5 to 6 hours later? Because by then our REM cycles would have had enough time to get longer. However, there is one way to optimize the wake back to bed method even more. If we learn to identify what's called our brief awakenings. We all have them. This is, okay, the brief awakenings occur at the end of an REM cycle and right at the beginning of an REM cycle. Okay, when one REM cycle begins and the other one just ended, we briefly wake up throughout the night. Okay, we don't typically notice these awakenings. We wake up and then we go straight back to sleep. The purpose is to try and remember when we wake up, because if we can remember and write down the times we wake up, then we can pinpoint exactly when one REM cycle ends and another one is about to begin. That way we can say program our alarm to wake us up maybe 5 hours and 30 minutes after we go to sleep, because we know that we're going to have an REM cycle that's about to begin again. Okay, so the wake back to bed method is a great way to optimize your chances of becoming lucid, and it can be paired with any lucid dream induction method you choose. My favorite is the WILD technique, the wake induced lucid dream, and I'll talk about that later on. But the wake back to bed method is really an excellent way to use your lucid dream techniques in order to get lucid.